Hey everyone, this is Brad, the host of Jedi Talk. I want to say thank you for listening to the first episode of the two-parter that we didn't plan on doing a two-parter, but me and Evan just really dug in deep and did 4 straight hours. There's a few audio issues towards the end, so if it kind of feels like there was a part where it was just kind of stopped, that is a technical issue, and I apologize for that. Evan accidentally turned off his microphone, and I wasn't wearing headphones to hear it, so about 15 minutes of the podcast is gone, but that's okay. It kind of seems like it flowed together nicely, so it'll be fine. Thank you guys for listening, and enjoy this spoiler-free part 2 of a truly for real 4 hour podcast. I can't believe we did 4 hours on this and I haven't even done it yet. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next show. This is weird doing an intro like this, but it's what it is, and we'll see you on the next show. Bye.
Is this before or after dinner?
Oh, I skipped the last dinner. Yeah, this is after.
Okay,
So
finish
the
this
last
and
dinner-
then we'll go back to dinner.
Yeah, so I mean,
Can't really say much about this.
I can say there's so much going on. When Ray does show up, I missed 90% of the lightsaber activation.
Oh,
Looked. I looked by the time it was like almost all the way up. I was like, whoa, wait.
Oh.
So as soon as Ray enters the room, don't take your eyes off her.
Okay.
Because I did for a second to see what else was going on, and I look back and I'm like, oh, we're turning our saber on already. Thanks. There was no build up. You're just okay. So watch Ray as soon as she walks in. Don't take your eyes off her. I will say, we all know that she has to swap her lightsaber because you can't use that to fight. That swap is awful. It's so awful. I don't know why they just didn't have her like jog behind a wall, and as she's jogging by, grab the other one, and it's seamless. But it's bad. It's bad. The finale is awesome as a whole, but there's like 5 things in it that are horrible that need to be cut or changed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Horrible. That's one of them. Her saber swap is you want me to tell you what she does?
I've heard she like kneels down and picks up
she
the
just
other one.
for no reason bends down and picks something up and stands
See,
up.
they could
I'm like,
easily fix that with her like
what?
going to meditate.
that, or just go behind a wall, and as you're walking past that wall, you just grab the new one, and in stride. It's not.
Or how about
that
this?
hard.
How about you just make a better lightsaber that you can actually fight with?
That's harder, but like do that too. But just have her. I don't know. That part is horrible, but
I can't wait to see that in person.
yeah, seeing it in person, even though I missed most of it, it still took your breath away. Like,
I really hope they get that to a commercial point.
Oh, yeah, they will definitely.
I'd love to be able to buy one of those.
Yeah, they definitely will. I can't say that. There are 2 effects in this though. They're very simple, like how they work, but you don't expect them to happen. And when they do, like you just like scream. You're like, you can't believe you're seeing it with your eyes.
Okay.
You'll know how it works, but like when you see it, you're just like, I didn't know they were doing that. Okay, like,
Sweet.
it's there. There's a reveal that you're like, I didn't know that was gonna happen. And maybe from my vantage point, which I told you to go to the center of the room, maybe it doesn't look as good. But from when I was, there was a transition of something that didn't look good in the middle of the room and in the middle of the finale. But the story point is awesome. The execution is like not the best.
Okay.
What else can I say? There's a lot of like we've seen blaster bolts on Rise of the Resistance, and they're convincing because of how they work, but that same technology isn't used for the blaster bolts in the Star Cruiser. And it's bad. Because you're like, I just rode Rise 4 hours ago, and I saw blaster bolts, and now I'm seeing
A little
them.
easier when it's stationary and you go up to a point and then you back away from the point.
and the light arm swings to make it look like it.
Yeah, there's stuff like that I'm just going to be like, it's just the real, the real.
Yeah.
Real world.
You can fix a saber swap, but I don't know if
Yeah.
they could fix these blaster bolts.
Is it like the other ones on Rise where you're like, it's like light panels that flash?
No.
No?
It's worse than that even. Yeah, I was like, how do we not use that at least? So
I don't even know how they would do it then.
I'll look
is it
past
the firework thing like they used to do on the show?
no, it's not even that. It's worse
No?
than that.
It's worse than that?
Yeah, so I'll look past it, but blaster bolts and shooting was pretty bad. And it's not a story spoiler, so I don't know if I can say it. It's like a choreography spoiler.
I don't want to know.
Okay. It's not a lightsaber choreography. Can I say that?
I don't want to know.
Okay. I'll just say there's a lot of awkward choreography
Okay.
that is like, you should just cut that part out.
Disney's bad at that stuff.
Yeah. They're good at, like, I think the Indiana Jones Spectacular is not awkward. I think
No.
all of that works. So it's like, how can you have that show run for 30 years and it's good? But then when you have like any fight choreography,
I-
in Avengers Campus looked terrible.
Oh God,
Some of the
horrible.
choreography on this Halcyon looks really goofy.
I wish that more people had seen the press event for them.
There's parts of this that's on par and maybe even better than that.
That's insane.
But there's parts of this that are way worse than that. They
Really?
look like me in the backyard.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm like, can we just cut out the bad part? We don't need it.
Maybe that'll get tweaked. And if it doesn't, like
I hope
you
so.
said, a moment and something really cool, it's not going to affect. Again, we have to understand that this isn't real, and that there are going to be things that aren't perfect.
But there's things that take you out of it that are easily fixed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the biggest thing, I think I can say it, you probably heard it, and it was a problem we had with Rise that we were wrong about with Kylo. I don't know how much I can say.
What part of Rise?
It's not. We had a problem with it back then on Rise. The problem now is in the finale.
The helmet?
No, it's not the helmet. So on Rise, we didn't think it was Adam Driver's voice, which apparently it is. He's credited
and
for
it's
it.
not his voice?
No, yeah, on the Halcyon,
It's
it
not.
is not his voice.
Really?
And you can tell.
Oh, that's upsetting.
The Black Series helmet sounds better.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't know why they didn't have Matthew Wood do the voice. He does the voice in Resistance.
Video game?
And the video game, yeah. Matthew Wood does Kylo's voice when it's not Adam. And he does a lot of other Star Wars voices and stuff. It should have just done Matthew Wood. But
That's upsetting.
well,
But again,
yeah,
what are you going to do?
I can tell you
There's only
it's
one Adam
not,
Driver.
I mean, they should have just got a voice actor, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because it's not a voice actor.
Okay, so it's the person in the helmet talking,
Yeah.
and it's just modulated, and it sounds like crap.
Poorly modulated.
Okay.
Like a Walmart Kylo. It's bad. I don't get it. It's like the Black Series sounds better. I don't get it.
Weird. Okay.
It's either have him talk less, get
Or
Matthew Wood to
pre-recorded.
pre-record it.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't want to pre-record it because Ray isn't pre-recorded. They didn't want to make it awkward. But like, I'd rather have it be half a second off his response than have it sound like me right now. 'Cause that's basically what it is. It's bad. Like
No.
you do a better Kylo Ren.
Oh,
than-
that's upsetting. 'Cause
Yeah,
my Kylo Ren
it's just
sucks.
bad. As soon as he walked in and he says his first lines, I spent 30 seconds going, "Oh, that voice! Oh no!"
I will give it
no."
to them for trying to do it live.
Yeah, but just
Like,
use
'cause
the
you-
Black Series helmet or something. Like,
Oh, God. All
it's
right.
not hard.
That's
Like,
upsetting.
it was
I
bad.
mean, it's not going to ruin it for me because
I blacked out 30 seconds of the fight because I couldn't stop
you
thinking.
love Kylo Ren so much. I mean,
yeah,
I love
but
Kylo Ren too.
when you
but
get
like,
his voice that wrong, it just took it out for me.
that's upsetting.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
bad.
well.
After the first 30 seconds, I just moved past it and said, "It's not his voice, whatever." But that first 30 seconds was rough.
I'm glad I'll know that going in. And I'll be
Yeah,
able
so
to-
you're not going to come in shocked.
Yeah.
I was just shell shocked, just how bad it was. But
Well, he's got an iconic voice.
yeah,
It's
that's
not like
the
it's-
problem. It's like Vader and him are the two.
Yeah.
you
Well,
can't-
they've screwed Vader's voice up too.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty bad when the old temple training,
yeah,
the Jedi temple. What was it called? Temple?
Jedi Trials of the Temple, Jedi Training Trials of the Temple,
Something like that.
Jedi Training Academy Trials
Jedi
of the
training
Temple.
is Trial of the Temple. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Oh man, but like those are all small compared to how awesome the fight scene is, especially because it's just you're seeing it live. Even if it was all terrible, you would still look past a lot of it, being like, "This is happening in front of me."
That's cool.
But the fact that there's only like those 4 or 5 things that are terrible in a 20-minute sequence, that the awesomeness does make up for the bad stuff. Because there's some bad stuff in
you
it.
say 20 minutes?
It's a 20-minute finale.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. That's badass.
And you can't miss it because, like I said,
it's part of your like scheduled stuff.
it's on the schedule, but like all the characters, like, don't forget, meet me here tonight for this thing, and then like the alarms happen, so like you're not gonna miss it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they
I
give
think
you
it's cool
ample
to have
time.
an alarm that goes off for like big story stuff. That's
Yep,
pretty cool.
and they give you ample
so you
time.
don't miss it.
Yeah, you're not gonna miss it.
That's awesome. Dinner. So,
So
dinner's before that.
Dinner on the second night
night.
before the finale.
So you said it changes. Would
Yes,
you-
this one it's not a entertain. There's no Gaia. She doesn't sing at dinner here.
Oh, I'm so glad I have Captain's Table the first night then.
Yeah, I think that's the best time to get it. Yes, after
Oh,
seeing
wow.
it both
Interesting.
multiple times now
Okay.
on video. Yeah.
Good.
So Gaia doesn't perform. This one is called The Taste Around the Galaxy. Each course is inspired by a different planet. So there's a Mustafarian dish, a Felucian dish, Endorian dish, I think.
Is there a crate dish and it's just a pile of salt?
It should be. It really should be. There's
This
not.
salt shaker represents the planet Crate.
But this one, I was just so exhausted from most of the trip in a good way. And you can see it in a lot of my pictures. I am exhausted. My eyes are just like bloodshot.
Do you wish you'd have gotten more sleep?
No.
No, okay.
No, because I would have just missed stuff and not as much time to do fun stuff. And I wouldn't have got to go hang out in the atrium by myself, alone, with and just see an empty spaceship and hang out on the bridge alone.
I think we might do a podcast on the atrium.
Yeah, you guys should.
Because when there's nothing going on, like what else we got?
Yeah, at 1, 2 a.m. Because the atrium doesn't close. So
you can go out there anytime.
Yeah, Sublight Lounge and the bridge. The doors will close to the bridge around, I want to say 11.
Oh, that's annoying.
Don't quote me on that.
Can you see through the
But there's
doors?
still a giant window to see into the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can still see in it. But
That's annoying.
it stays
Let me
open
go to
pretty
the
late.
bridge. I should be able to walk on the bridge.
I got on there a lot by myself during the day. Yeah.
Okay.
Because everyone else is off busy doing missions.
Does it feel crowded?
No.
No?
That's another thing. I think it's worth this price point almost alone just to be away from people. Like there's no people. There's times where you feel like it's just you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how. Because it's not that big a building, but it feels bigger than it is, and there's also 400 people in there. So
I'm so excited, dude.
I'm trying to skim through just random notes I have now. So
What'd you have for did you have anything that stood out from dinner on that
the
second
second
night?
dinner? No, I was just so exhausted from the rest of the trip. Now the food was good in the second dinner.
You said the second one was worse than the first, in your opinion?
Yes, but it was still good.
Okay.
There's nothing that I was saying.
This one was better, one was not quite as good.
Yeah. I was just so exhausted from the rest of the voyage already. And also so looking forward to what was to come. And also so dreading going home the next day that the second dinner was just nothing to me. I was dead but excited but sad. It was nothing to me.
I forgot to ask you about breakfast on the ship.
Breakfast is really good.
Okay. I'm
Really
not a
good.
breakfast person at all.
No, I mean they have your standard Disney waffles, but they're not Mickey's.
They're Chandrilla.
They're Halcyon logo.
That's
They
so
got the
freaking
H
cool.
logo in them. I ate about 6 of those. Those were awesome. They had some really good blueberry muffins. They had some sausage, some really good eggs.
See, I eat that kind of
They
pastry
had
stuff
a couple
for breakfast.
quiches. Stuff
I don't
like
do
that.
eggs. I like bacon.
They had some bacon, sausage. Breakfast was good.
Okay.
I like breakfast a lot.
And the second day,
Lunch was probably the worst
there's a
meal.
grab and go option and a buffet. Can
Yeah,
you
I
do
did. I did
both?
all of it. Yeah, I did all of
Okay,
it.
you can do both.
I brought a lot of food home, and it's already gone. But I brought a lot of food home.
Did you? I'll edit this out if you want me to. But did you take Tupperware?
Yeah.
They didn't take it out of your.
Nope.
Okay. Because that's when you said that they take your stuff. I was like, ah.
Yeah, what if they did, or
Yeah.
tell you, hey, we got to confiscate this.
Yeah.
We'll give it back to you at the end or something.
Okay. They don't
no.
care.
No, I mean I'm sure if it was a pocket knife or something, I didn't have, but they would have been like, you can't bring this in. We'll hold it for you outside. You'll get
Tupperware
it.
is no problem.
Yeah.
Good, because I wanted to bring stuff for Holly home.
Oh yeah. She'll
Can
like
you need
some
to
of
edit that out?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. In a way, they kind of encourage it. They asked if we wanted a lot of these meals to go at the sit-down dinners. They're like, do you want us to box this up for you? Do you want to take it back to your room? There is a cooling unit in your room.
Sweet.
It's tiny, tiny, tiny. It's smaller than a normal mini fridge.
Okay.
But if you do need to refrigerate something, it's there. You can just go get even the alcoholic drinks. You can bring them back to your room. Any drink you get, water, Powerade, Coke, whatever, you can get it in the cup they give you at the lounge, the glass, and bring it back to your room.
Do you use your Magic Band a lot for stuff? Can you pay with it?
You
on
can.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that as an option.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna do
loaded
that,
up
I think.
Spira and used my
Yeah.
Spira. But once I was there, I was like, oh, I could just use my band. I wouldn't have to get out a credit
I
card.
think I might do that.
Because I didn't want to go out
I have a
of
Spira
universe.
loaded up too with some stuff.
Yeah, I didn't want to go out of universe and use a card, so I loaded up Spiras. But then I was like, oh, I could have just done my band. But I used the Spiras at Oga's, which was nice. That's the better part, to use the Spira.
Yeah.
Because on the ship, they understand it, know what it is. And most of those cast members didn't even blink. They're like, oh, yeah, Spira, give me that. They knew, which is pretty impressive. Because
Did
even
it feel
when
like they were Star Wars fans? Playing
Yes.
into it? Okay.
Yes. No one felt like they were doing it because they had to.
Gotcha.
They all felt like they
Because
chose
Batu a
that
lot,
planet.
it's very much like,
They're like, I don't know,
what's
man.
Arabesh? Please
Yeah,
get
they're
in
like, I don't know, man. I live in Winter Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys did not feel like that.
That's
at all.
awesome. I don't know who Hondo is. You work at the Falcon. Oh, that, yeah.
Who is this
yeah,
Honda Civic? I don't know.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I guess. Get in line.
What else? Captain's table, like I said, day one, I didn't think so, but after I said that. You mentioned it in one of your merch videos, but the merch packaging is not Disney Park bags. No,
I was
castles.
blown away by that.
Me too.
When I
It's just a black
when I came
bag.
to pick up those bags, I was like, "Did you gift wrap these?" You're
No.
like, "No, this is
No.
the bag." I was like, "Dude, that's
Yeah,
freaking
black
awesome."
nondescript bags.
That's
I love
so
that.
great.
One day there'll be Disney Parks bags, but for now, no.
I don't know, man. I feel like they've really because they always had them at Batu.
Did they from day one?
They did from day one.
I must just not even. I just didn't care because how awesome everything else was.
Day one, they had them.
Huh.
It was very upsetting.
Yeah. Okay, and our shopping, we did learn after we bought like half of our stuff. I think I told you this, that you do get DVC and annual pass discounts on everything except
the Legacy
lightsabers and the remote control droids. But
Oh,
I didn't know that going in.
You don't get it on the droids?
No. But the
do
droid
it-
is $100, so he's already a good price.
He's less than what I guess it's what he would be if you bought one discounted because
Yeah.
you get the discount at Droid Depot.
Yeah. So those are the only
Have you
two
played with him yet?
non-discounted items. Yeah, he's fun.
Is he on the ship?
Oh, yeah.
He is? Okay.
He's a roaming droid. We get a
Okay.
roaming droid. And he's a part of the story, a big part of the story.
Okay.
A big part of the larger Star Wars story, too, is all I'm going to
Really?
say. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So we didn't know that after we bought like half of our stuff because I didn't even bother to ask because I'm like, there's no way. So after we bought half of our stuff, we went back and bought more stuff, and I was like, I might as well ask this time. And they're like, oh yeah, DVC annual pass. I was like, what? I said we just bought like $500 worth of stuff, and I didn't know that. And they said, oh yeah, bring it back. We'll refund it and then resell it to you for that discount. And it was a lengthy, annoying process, but the cast members involved, the leaders and coordinators involved, they did not act like they were annoyed at all. They might have been annoyed, and I would have been. I know I would have been as a cast member, but
I think it's a safe assumption because for a long time at Batu you didn't get a discount.
exactly.
So I think I think people assumed it, and I think
Yeah.
that was the right
Now,
assumption.
they did say, they're like, oh yeah, if you work for the Chandrilla company, we don't get any discounts. Like, wink, wink. They're like, but they're like, but freaking travelers and DVC, they get plenty of discounts.
That's
and
annoying.
I was like, oh.
It's the same discount. Why does it matter?
Yeah, because you got to buy an annual pass, bro. Give us that $1,000.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I gave you 5.
Right? I gave you $5,000 to be here, but so we brought all that stuff back. They completely refunded it and gave us our discount. Smiled the whole time, laughed the whole time, made jokes the whole time. Like they didn't care. They were great. And somehow the merchandise location, it's the size of this room. Like it's not that big, and it only has 2 registers.
What?
But both times we went, we were the only people in there. I don't know how.
Nuts. I'm hoping people
just
don't wait for the third
know.
day and then
Maybe
can't
that's
get
what a
in.
lot of it was, and they didn't know.
Oof.
But I think
Did
they
you see? Were they running low on anything already?
no.
They've had a long time to get this stuff in, so I'm hoping that like I really want that Magic Band, and I'm really
It'll
pissed.
be there. It was fully stocked.
I'm really pissed that I didn't just have you get it
yeah.
because like the glasses, I was like, I really want. I was surprised to hear you say you wanted the one with the Star Cruiser logo on it.
Yeah, that's one I got.
I know, but I'm surprised by that.
Well, I wanted something. I want more Star Cruiser stuff.
I got you.
I have
I
plenty
feel
of
ya.
things that aren't Star Cruiser.
But that is Star Cruiser. It just doesn't have the it doesn't
True.
have the name on it. You know, it has the logo on the bottom.
on the
right?
bottom.
Yeah.
But then the Star Cruiser one that has the logo on the glass, on the bottom doesn't have the logo.
Oh, really?
It says Star Wars on the bottom. So I'm like,
oh, that's annoying.
why does one have the logo, one doesn't have the logo? I was confused by
I'm
that.
gonna get another one of those, and I'm gonna get the one like you got because
I might ask you to get the plain one when you go.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, dude. I always hook it up.
Yeah.
That's our rule.
I'm almost. Right
Dude,
now,
I'm enjoying
it's-
this. I'm in no
know,
rush. We were 2.5
no.
hours in. Doesn't feel like it.
No, but I'm going to run through my disappointment page here and my pleasant surprises page.
What about so let's finish this up. So the last day, you get a breakfast. Do you feel like you're getting rushed out?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Like we were rushing ourselves to make sure we could go chill in the atrium and like say our goodbyes. But once we were in the atrium, it was just like we almost felt like we were imposing, and it's like we need to leave.
Does it feel like
but
you
not
had
like
enough
they were
time?
making us feel like it.
Do
Yes.
you wish it was 3 nights?
Yes.
Would
yes
you
to
pay,
both.
Would you pay an extra $1,500 to do another night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes
Or
to
it
all
wouldn't
of
be
those
that
questions.
much. I guess it would be that much.
Yeah, if it's
But
$2,500.
Whatever
a night,
half of it is.
so
Would you add an additional?
$2,000 for an extra night, even
Would you pay $35 for an extra night per person?
total per person. Yeah, I think I would. As long as they stretch the story out and fill it with stuff. If it's not just a night of standing there.
But wouldn't you like? Would
but-
you not want a third night to be no story and just relaxing on the ship to enjoy everying? Or would it? Would
I
it,
do,
would
but
it get monotonous?
I want that, but I want that at the beginning. Because it feels like I board the ship and this is going on. Help! Wait, what's this? What's that? Like it feels like there's so much going on at the beginning.
Gotcha.
Like I want it to feel like this is a normal Star Wars cruise. Like this is what they would do on a normal day, and then oh
it's
crap, this is
interrupted.
going on. But it felt like you board. Oh crap, this is going on. Watch out! It's like I thought this was a luxury leisure cruise, which
Well,
it
it
is,
was until-
but it was for 10 minutes. But it'd be cool if it was a day to get your bearings, to feel like you're in the universe as just a normal dude on a cruise, and then stuff happen. That would be like that's where I would put extra time. Because like once the story's over, that's when I said I took off my costume. I was like,
It just feels like it's done.
yeah, I was like, I'm Evan again. Tomorrow I go back to fast food, like whatever. But yeah, I would do the extra time at the beginning.
Okay.
Because
That makes
once
sense.
the story is
Establishing like a day, like
done, an establishing day.
So like literally when you get on the ship at 1 o'clock, like when you can get there,
yeah,
its stories has already started.
Story starts, yeah. Even the cast members checking you in, they're not in universe, but any bit of information they gather, they're going to relay it up.
No way.
So if you want to get your information out ahead of time, even.
And you went as your character's
Yeah,
name
so
the
they
entire
saw us
time.
boarding, and the guy at security scanning a magic band was like, "Oh, I see where your allegiances lie, huh?" Like, so it starts
is
there,
so
and they
wild.
relay it up. And like I said, when we got on board, she said, "A little porg told me it was your birthday." We hadn't said a word to anybody on the ship. She just knew it was her birthday.
That's so cool.
We told people outside that it was her birthday, but they just sent it up.
That's awesome.
And D309, the communication panel droid, even mentioned Taylor's birthday. She called it Born Day. She's like, while you're celebrating your Born Day, you might as well celebrate with a drink at the Sublight Lounge. And I'm like, that was dumb that you just did an advertisement. But cool, you just said Born Day. So cool, I think. But like,
Born Day.
even they put it in there that they'll recognize what you're celebrating if you're celebrating. So they might have something for May the 4th. I wouldn't be surprised. Because it's a Batuan holiday.
Yeah.
So they might say, oh, you're visiting Batu during the Harvest Festival or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's. I have the other book in there too because I've been.
There's
reading up on
Life Day,
Galaxy's stuff.
Harvest Day,
and then
what's I forget the third one.
It's on Halloween.
Black Spire
isn't
Day,
it?
right?
Yes,
Spire Day.
that's what it is,
Yeah.
and that's July 4th, I think.
I think so. Yeah,
Right?
I think so. I can't remember, but
Isn't
I think
that,
so.
this is why I keep the books in here, but
10 feet away from you,
I've been reading up on Batu lately.
as you should. Read up more on Batu, more on Halcyon. So okay, run through disappointments and then surprises. I'll give you my final thoughts and whatever questions you got.
Cool.
Disappointments. I already said no RX droids. I said saber training, awkward fight choreography, Kylo's voice. I thought the drinks were just okay. I only had those two, the Dagobah drink and the Mustafarian drink, but they were just okay.
Y'all said that liquid was hot.
It was supposed to be.
It is not at all.
Huh.
Have you tried it?
No.
Did you try it when
I put it into the drink and it made the drink hotter. So maybe
I think the
when
drink's
it
already
reacts,
hot in there.
But I drank
because
it without it and it was drinkable. But then I
put it on
it
my
in.
finger and it didn't taste like anything. It didn't
Huh.
taste sweet. It tasted like water.
Huh. Maybe it's just the reaction then when it gets in the drink.
Maybe it is because I was like, "Am I crazy?" Like I was like going, "Oh God, did I finally catch COVID?" And I was like, "Holly," because Holly's like,
I can't taste anything.
Holly doesn't like she says she likes spice, but she like medium buffalo wings is like hot to her.
Okay,
but
no.
she enjoys it. It's just
Right.
like, but I like
She's
really
not
hot stuff.
She's not hot ones.
No, I'm the hot
You're
ones
hot
guy.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tasted it and I was like, "Am I insane? Is this not hot at all?"
Huh.
And she tasted it. She's like, "It doesn't taste like anything." I was like, "There's no flavor to it whatsoever."
Now you translated the little vial, right?
Yes,
Is it Venom?
and it
Mustafarian
said-
Venom
it was
or
like
something?
VSP venom,
Something like that. Yeah.
VPS AS
Maybe it's a creature from Mustafar. I don't know.
something. I don't remember what it was.
Now, like that drink has like a thematic presentation too when you get it. So get that one.
okay.
I didn't get the Hoth one that they showed in the advertisement. That has some presentation. I want that glass. That's a cool glass. They don't sell it,
Well, you take it back to your room.
right? That's I didn't do that, but I said that. I was like, so how are they going to know if one of these glasses would disappear? I didn't do it. I
Might
seriously
check your
didn't do
luggage
it.
on the way out.
I guess. Yeah.
You can keep it on you.
Also true.
How big is it? I'm not doing this, by the way. I'm just
No.
curious.
It's like wine glass
Okay.
size. But I did find where you can buy them online already. So
Oh, really?
I'll send it to you. We'll get them. We'll get them legally.
Oh, sweet. Are they
Yeah.
expensive legally?
Nah.
Let's do it. Let's do like
We
a
already got the Tauntaun
got the
glasses,
Tauntaun ones.
so why not?
yeah. That'd be fun. Which they don't use anymore.
No. I don't like the new glasses compared
don't
to the old
mind it.
ones. They're,
It looks-
they're fine.
It looks Star
the
Wars.
original ones are better.
Yeah, the
but-
original ones are way cooler.
Yeah.
But it still looks Star Warsy.
Yeah. That's another thing. Like, everyone complained it said didn't look Star Wars. Every inch of that ship felt and looked Star Wars to me. There was never a moment where I was like, what is this?
So
Why
I
is this
get-
here? Like, what?
I get the
It doesn't look like the Falcon,
no,
but it looks like It looks like Canto
high-end
Bight.
Star Wars. Exactly.
It looks like Dryden Voss's yacht.
That was what I was getting at. Like,
yeah.
it doesn't look like Tatooine, but
No.
it's not supposed to.
No. Not at all.
I can't wait to see this, man.
Yeah,
I'm so freaking excited.
beautiful. One of my complaints is there's only 4 stormtroopers. I was expecting like a battalion of stormtroopers.
That's lame.
I've seen more on Batuu. I've seen as many as 6 on Batuu at a
Yeah.
time. Like, why do we only get 4? At that part, I didn't get. It didn't ruin anything, but I was like, I was expecting more.
Well, I mean, if they're like escorting Kylo Ren, you don't need that many.
That's true. He don't need none.
Yeah, right.
He needs a new helmet, though, is what he
it's-
needs.
I was like, take this Black Series helmet.
It was in my room. I brought it with me.
Of course you did.
I should have been like,
Did you
here.
take any pictures of it on?
Yes, I did. I went
Sweet.
to the atrium at like 3 a.m.
And they let you wear helmets and stuff?
Yeah.
I might take my X-Wing pilot helmet for
You
just when I
totally
get
should.
there as
Totally
like a prop.
Yeah. But they even told me when I was out taking pictures at 3 a.m. as Kylo Ren, they're like, go to this spot. This spot's better. Go over here. This spot's better. It's like they were even helping me with that.
That's
like,
awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love that there's like time where you can just enjoy. Because I was worried they'd be like, you can come out, but we strongly encourage you to be in your
No,
room.
they didn't care.
That's awesome.
And they were actually encouraging you to go to the Sublight Lounge till 1. They kept letting you know we're open till 1. Like you can keep on coming back. Sabacc table's open. Like they wanted you to come out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, what else?
I already said Saber Swap was bad. I can't say this part because it's kind of spoilery. So I
What
won't.
is it? Spoil the story?
No, it spoils something that we were all excited for. That doesn't happen the way we think it's going to happen.
Okay, well, what was it? And then you don't have to say what happens, but what were we excited for? Because we've said a lot, and I don't necessarily remember what.
True,
what
we
said.
were excited about the fireworks over Bespin.
Okay.
I can't. Do you want me to say anything
Nope,
more?
that's
okay.
that's fine. It's on the Magic Band you got me. They
Yeah,
have like,
and that's what I was gonna buy that pin set, but the pin set that says Coruscant, Bespin, Batuu.
do you go to Coruscant?
No, and it wasn't even like on the data pad.
I think it's just supposed to look like travel stickers.
Yeah, and
like those old school,
why do I
like-
want this? We never went to these
Yeah.
places. Like what? All right, so I didn't get those.
I wonder if it
pins.
was supposed to be and it got cut.
Probably. And then I said you can't sleep with the window open. My one last complaint, which isn't really a complaint because the dining room was still beautiful and awesome. It was just, you could tell it wasn't the concept art. It was scaled back. But if you're going to scale back there and still give me everything you promised elsewhere and maybe even better than I expected, I'm okay with it. Cause like,
Was it better than you expected, like the interactions and stuff?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So all the budget cuts, even the RX droid, are worth it. Because I understand where they took it from and where it went. I can see it.
That's fine with me.
Yes, when
Changing
I can see where it goes and where
exactly.
But
When
when you
it's just
just take
gone,
away entertainment,
Like for
and nothing,
Batuu, to me, like they took so much away that and doesn't. It's not
and
like
it doesn't come back.
yeah. It's
and
just like
it
there's-
didn't go somewhere else.
exactly.
Yeah, it
Like
wasn't
they even installed the walkways. Like those fights were supposed to happen, and they
Yeah.
they
they
showed
never
it
even saw the
publicly.
light of day.
My first Star Wars celebration, they did a panel talking about like Star Wars history. It was a smaller panel too.
Yep.
And it was like the first time they brought up this new planet. I don't even think they had the name Batuu yet.
Yeah.
No, they didn't because they showed that at the Last Jedi Galactic Knights.
Yeah, you told
'Cause
me
they had
that.
that
I
big
wasn't there for that.
panel
But you told me.
with there.
Yeah.
And then the next one they did with Solo a few months later, and that's when they said Black Spire Outpost. That's when
And-
you go back and watch Solo.
and
she
Doc
mentions
Ondar.
it. And Doc Ondar.
Yeah.
And
the glasses that are on the Halcyon, which we have. They don't mention them, but they use them.
oh yeah. Sorry, I
Yeah.
was like, what? I was thinking the other one. The I love them both.
Yes.
That one circle one's more like the one with the base is smaller than I thought it would be.
Much smaller.
I thought it was going to be like this.
Yeah,
but
like
it's
a
a
fishbowl.
glass. Like
I was
it's supposed,
expecting
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
but it's-
fishbowl, maybe
but
a
it's
shareable
glass. You're supposed to be
fishbowl.
able to hold it in your hand. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
I love it. I think I haven't used them yet because I haven't drank in a month and a week.
Nice.
It's the first time I haven't
Saving
gone this
it
long
for
in
the
a long
Halcyon.
time. I'm just losing weight, man.
Okay. Those honestly were my only disappointments. What I just said, like maybe 5, 6 things.
Over 2 days.
Yeah, and I have
Did it fly by, or did it feel like you were enjoying everything?
no. Both. It flew by, but I enjoyed every second of it except lightsaber training. But that's okay. Not next time. So my pleasant surprises were the First Order has all 3 factions have a bridge mission. So like I said, I expected just bridge ops training, and be done with it, which was cool because I was like, that bridge training was awesome. That was one of the best parts. And then you get to do it again, and you're using the lessons and the things you just learned. You're putting them to use and like to move the story forward. Like the bridge training doesn't really do anything for the story. It's just like, go play this video game for 30 minutes. Go learn how to play this video game for 30 minutes. because in a couple hours you're gonna play this video game and it's gonna mean something. So that was cool. The fact that there was a second bridge thing, it tied into something. It was important. It was fun, and the characters were involved. Your storyline was involved. All that stuff was awesome. The music in universe was so much better than I thought. All of
she's
Gaia's
actually
music,
singing,
and she's
right?
actually singing it all live. Yeah, that actress is really singing it. There's
That's
no
insane.
lip syncing at all.
That's nuts.
And these aren't just like 20-year-old women that think they can sing. Like they're not hit singles or anything, but like they can sing. They're good. The guy, they can really sing.
Is the keyboarder playing actual keyboard?
No, that's
Okay.
not a real instrument, but there is another musician who plays a real instrument.
Okay,
And
did
it's
not
cool.
know that.
It's really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know about his character either until I got there.
Sweet.
So I won't tell you anything about him, but he's a fun character. He kind of gives you a little bit of a story with him, and it ties in like a musician
Okay.
story. It's cool. There are songs from other Star Wars media that I heard, and I just like jaw drop, perked up, nerded out, saying, "This is the song from that one. What? How do they do this song? Where? Like that kind of thing."
Really?
Yeah, I won't say the two.
Will I notice it?
Yes,
Okay.
one of them you won't. I'll tell you. Should I tell you that one?
Yeah, tell me when I wouldn't know.
You'll notice one because it's obvious. They do play Oga's music too,
Sweet.
mixed in. It's not nothing but Oga's. They give you new stuff, but there's Oga's mixed in.
So is there background music like when this isn't happening, or is it just a quiet dining room?
In the Sublight Lounge, in the dining room, in the atrium, there is constantly background music until story happens.
Is
Then
it new
shuts
music
off.
or is it?
Yep.
Interesting.
It's new music mixed with Oga's, mixed with songs from other media.
Okay.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Other media.
So the one I'll tell you that you wouldn't know is from the Tales from Galaxy's Edge virtual reality game. It's from Cecil Slack's Cantina. It's one of the songs on that jukebox. I just stopped what I was doing. I stopped mid-conversation.
That is so cool.
I think I might have had a drink. I stopped mid-drink and I was like, this is the song from Cecil Slacks. I was like, it hit me.
Awesome.
I was just like, I did a Leo point to the air, to nothing. Be like, it's here. The song is here. And there's another one that you'll do a Leo point. Be like, that's the song from this. And yeah, and it fits too. Like it's just
Sweet.
It's just a Cantina song you would hear throughout the galaxy. So that was awesome. I can't say these story points that surprise me. There's a plot that surprises me. They even went there with this. That
Really?
shows me how deep they're willing to go.
First order wise?
No,
Okay.
but it was a plot that like the missions happened in the background for me, and I now see where I was distracted, so I didn't see them.
Gotcha. Okay.
And now,
Just intricate.
yeah, and now I'm like, they had that the whole time, and now I see where you got that, but I didn't know until now. And it's in the finale. You're like, oh, the whole time. And like it's cool.
Okay.
And I said the bunk bed size was way bigger than I thought. The sabacc table was way more fun than I thought. The ship Kylo uses to come was cool. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And I wasn't gonna tell you what ship.
Okay.
And the ship that the First Order officer uses to arrive is cool too.
Do you see it?
You'll see both
Okay.
of those out the window.
Well, I mean, we know they have to get there somehow. It's not like
that's why I'm not saying I'm not telling you the name of the ship, but I'm telling you look for it. You'll see it.
Okay.
You get multiple chances to see Kylo, the ship Kylo comes in.
This takes place in between 7 and 8, right?
Yeah. No, 8
and 9.
8 and 9,
Eight
but
and 9.
closer to 9.
Closer to 9. Okay.
But-
how much time has passed between 8 and 9? Do we know yet?
No. Well, yeah, it's like a year.
That's it.
Yeah.
God, I should have.
Yeah,
done
they
more.
should have made these gaps 5 years.
The-
And each movie
J.J.
should have been
Abrams
5.
really fucked up the whole trilogy with leaving Luke. I think Ray should have.
just
the
ended
ending of it-
flying away from
You know that how
whatever
it
the
goes into
base is called.
hyperspace and then
Yep.
it wipes to.
It should have wiped the
Octo?
credits.
It should have just been. That should have been it.
Yep.
And then the next movie is just all like
What's the name of that?
because they paid Luke.
base, but-
They paid Mark Hamill a ton of money for that 20. I
Right.
mean, it's one of the greatest endings of a movie ever.
Yeah.
And it would have been very like, what the crap? I didn't get to see Luke.
Yeah.
And people would have been like, even if he was on the cliff for just a second, it would have been cool to see him.
But
And
then
then
we
people are
get it.
complaining about it now, wishing
Yeah.
that he wasn't. So,
Either
I
way,
mean,
they're going to complain.
yeah, cool
But-
to have
so
him in it, I
when-
guess. But
when
like, then you're
Kylo-
tied
yeah.
down to that specific. Like we've talked about this 1,000 times, but then
Yeah.
you're tied down to having to show that.
Yeah. And now it ties down.
Which means you can't do a time gap
Between
unless you do
6
like
and
a
se-
Yoda
7 and 8.
Dagobah time gap where you don't really know how much time has passed,
Yeah.
but it seems like an afternoon.
Yeah.
But he does get shredded in that, so it had to be some
He
amount of
does.
time.
It's just what's Boba Fett's? It's back to. He's just in a back to bath all night.
Yeah.
Just
Just
bulking.
recovering.
Back to bulk. But when Kylo arrives, you'll get a lot of chances to see what ship he's in.
Okay.
Just look out the windows. You'll see it.
So are there other windows that look out into space other than the bridge?
Yeah, there's only like 4 smaller ones up around the ceiling. Up around the high on the wall near the ceiling.
Did you
So
feel
you can see 'em.
claustrophobic at all?
No, not at all.
I'm claustrophobic. Do you think I'll have an issue?
No.
Okay.
Because the atrium is such a big space.
Okay.
And you go from so many spaces. You're never in one spot for that long.
Okay.
So you get your...
Did you see that the area themed to outside? Did you go out there?
Yep. You
Was it
have to
cool?
go out there.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Before your Batu excursion, you go out there.
Okay.
But it's okay. I mean, it's fine. I
Wait,
didn't...
before your Batu excursion, you go outside?
Yeah.
So you do see outside?
You're out in that area, but like...
You don't see
You don't
your
see outside of
surroundings?
the ship or anything.
You
yeah.
don't? Okay.
No, yeah. That outside of the ship is a part of the ship, so it flies around the galaxy with you. So, in story, if you would fly to Mustafar, that room would change to be Mustafar. So it's an atmospheric
So is it
simulator.
themed to Batu?
It says it's
Interesting.
themed to whatever planet you're visiting. So if they ever
Wild.
change it, if you're visiting Hoth, you're gonna have to visit. It's gonna be a freezer, but they never will because you can't
You
visit
can't go to
Hoth.
Hoth.
So that's always gonna be Batu.
Do you think they would ever do, like, not that you have any insight, obviously, but just, do you think it would be cool if they did, like, scoot this out to, like, a 4-day version
Oh yeah, they're
and-
going to.
and then do, like, build just for the Halcyon a land, like, half the size of Batu that's, like, connected but not quite to Hollywood Studios? Like, you can't access it through the park like a normal guest,
Right.
like, to the left of Batu.
A Halcyon
And
exclusive.
it's Halcyon exclusive land.
Not park, but land.
Yeah, with like an attraction or two, with and like,
There's
but
enough
like more
room.
stuff where you could theme it to doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like it's
Yeah.
not, you don't go there for like the rides, but it's like a space where you can go that's not Batu, that is a place to go and do these missions. Would that be
Easily.
something you would even like? Do you think they would
Easily.
even do?
Yeah, because
You wouldn't need a ton of space.
and all of these missions are just datapad reliant, so you don't need any. You could do that in this room if you wanted. Like you don't have to have a lot of room to do a datapad mission. So,
Did it feel like you were actually doing stuff and not just typing?
Yes. Like
Okay.
looking back on it now I'm like, oh, they got this message and we got this variation of that message. But in the moment, you're just like, I got to tell him this answer, and then I should say this answer to her so I don't tip her off. And then like, I should ignore her because I don't want to help her, but I want to help him, so I'm going to say this. None of it felt like you're on a app that's a game. Like none of it felt like
Okay.
that.
How much of your time were you actually like looking at your phone instead of like looking around? Was it quick, like little things
Yes.
here and there? Okay, it
Very
wasn't
quick.
like
I was on it more
40
on
minutes,
Batu.
like responding back and forth.
No
Okay,
way. Each text conversation probably took 5 minutes or less.
Okay,
I was
That's
on
cool.
it on my datapad more on Batu than I was on the ship,
gotcha.
which is fine because I go to Batu every day, and I go to the ship once in my entire life. So
Yeah,
Like-
right. But see, that's why I was like, until I found out what I found out, like I didn't even want to. I talked about it before. I'm like, I might just stay on the ship. I'm
Yeah.
not.
yeah,
I can't now. I have to see
yeah, you
that
gotta go.
thing.
Yeah,
And
There
is that
are-
is that the Resistance storyline where that happens?
you can see it as a smuggler too, because smugglers kind of play both sides.
Okay,
I
I'm just gonna
technically,
stick to
like I said, if I did that one Batu mission, I chose not to do. I could have seen it. So if you want to, you can see it if you're a bad guy, but it just doesn't make sense for you to see it. So I don't know how that would work. I'm
But I
sure.
guess you could find out and tell the first.
Yeah, I'm
order.
sure in the messages it's just like, hey, the resistance has this thing, and then the bad guy, the first order would be like, good, we will see that tonight, or we will see it stealing
Gotcha.
that tonight, and it'd be like, okay, I'm sure that's what happens.
Is
Looking
there a
back.
clear winner, or is
Yeah.
it kind of left?
No, it's a clear
Okay,
winner.
so Resistance wins, obviously. But I mean, of course they do.
I didn't say that for my disappointment. Like the resistance, and you could get it if you're a smuggler too. Probably you get another free pin. That's not free, included pin. That's resistance exclusive and Halcyon exclusive.
Seriously.
But I can't get it because I'm his first order. We did get to see it because
But there's not a first order option for that.
nope.
Or did you not just do all the missions right or something?
No,
Is it
we
like a-
no, we did everything. There's
really. That's
That-
annoying.
That might be another reason why I got that medallion. I don't know. So, but one of the cast members in the shop did show us that, and her reveal of it was cool. I don't know how you can go about asking to see it because she didn't even let us take a picture of it. Taylor went to take a picture, and she's like, "Oh, can we not take a holo scan of that, please? I don't want it to get out on the HoloNet." And I was like, I wasn't going to
But
take
like
a picture.
you can get one and take a picture of it and post it.
Yeah. So I don't know how that works. But I've never seen a picture of it. So I don't
Really?
know. Yeah. I'm sure it's out there, but I haven't seen anybody post it yet. I don't know.
I'm so excited. Remember how remember when the news first came out and I was like, I have no interest in doing this.
Basically,
Do you remember me telling? Like,
you were very low.
I was
on
like,
that.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Like I'm not quite Batu excited because I know it's not.
You
something
should be though. You should be more than Batu.
Really?
Yes. I would trade all of
Okay.
Batu for this. Like this is
For real?
I would give up a lot for this. Yeah.
Wow. All right, man. Jeez.
You're gonna get exactly what you put into it too. Like if you want to go in,
I'm going hard.
as crazy as I do, you can. If you just want to be a dad drinking a beer in the back, you can be a dad drinking
Watch
a beer
your
in the
kids
back.
enjoy it.
Yeah, because if you do that, if you never interact, you're just watching a movie with virtual reality goggles on. You're inside of the movie. You'll get to see the whole movie.
Part of me wants to
take
do
place.
that because I love like watching people experience like Rise for the first time. Like that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
But like, I want to be involved so bad. But like, I want to do both. But
You can be involved, like super involved, like I was, and still see the whole movie unfold.
Did it feel hot in there? I know it's
Nope.
a dumb question.
No,
Is it cool?
I was never hot once,
Okay.
and you know what I wear. You've
Yeah.
seen what I do.
I'm
so.
gonna show up in my X-wing pilot costume.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
That's just
hot.
gonna set the tone. For
And when you go to Batu, though, like be careful.
I'm not gonna wear that
Yeah.
to Batu.
You saw what I had on Batu, and I was sweating.
Yeah, and we're going in May, which May can be nice in Florida.
be.
It can't like it's not the latter part,
Yeah.
but man, May is gonna be such a friggin' cool month. We're gonna get Halcyon,
Kenobi.
May the 4th, Kenobi, and Celebration in 1 month.
Yeah. And it's Hollywood
You
Studios'
gotta
birthday
go.
on the 1st.
You gotta go. You have to go.
We'll figure something.
Oh yeah, it is the first. So it's 33 years old.
33rd birthday.
Because I'm a little bit older than Hollywood Studios.
Dang. What else? There's a lot of foreshadowing, so just pay attention to everything. Like
Okay.
everything. I know that's hard because that's a lot, but just everything is going to come back. Even like lines of dialogue. Like some of it might even seem like improv, but they're saying it because it's going to relate to something later.
Okay.
So like, that's how much everything ties in. It's ridiculous.
What was your favorite? Finish up, and then I'll ask you a few questions that I have.
The bridge was 100% Disney Quest. I think I said that.
Yep.
The Atrium Lounge. Okay, yeah. So the Atrium, the lounge, and the dining hall, although I never got to experience it, felt like Adventurers Club. Like that's what I imagined it being like in my mind. It was Adventurers Club.
So I was gonna ask, is it the bar interactive, or is it just
Yeah.
kind of a passive? I want to drink.
I mean, the bar is basically like Oga's. Like the bartenders in there are like Oga's bartenders. They'll talk with you in universe and stuff. But on night 1, that's when the characters are in there. On night 2, we saw the captain and R6, the droid.
Well, I'm sure a lot of these characters are coming in out and putting other costumes on.
Or
and
sorry,
running other
6K.
places and stuff too.
6K. Yeah.
So,
But we saw 6K. Jeez, I can't talk. SK620. He went in the bar, and the captain came in too. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the SK has a magic band scanner on him.
what?
Yeah. So that ties into missions. And Taylor scanned her magic band on him. And he did that sound R2 does when he's scared, you know? He did that. No, he didn't scream. He did like a woo, woo,
Oh.
woo,
Oh,
and
that
like
one.
backed up and like shook because we were first order, and he got that from the band. So scan your band on SK for whatever story you're doing. It'll help
I'm
you.
so excited, man. I'm so excited.
And he came in the bar and he saw us sitting there, and he like side-eyed us too. Like his head swiveled and like drove past us and side-eyed us. Like he was keeping an eye on us.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he was a highlight. Roaming. It's only one droid, but a roaming droid is it's incredible. He doesn't have a handler. Like I'm not. You know when you're on Batu and like you see.
The person with their hands behind their back,
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. Or
keeping a short distance away
Yeah,
from the droid that's
he-
just awkwardly standing there.
there was
Nobody.
none. Like there, you could see cameras all around the ceiling and stuff.
Oh,
so
you
that's
can?
got to be the version
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that.
that's
It's
what
like
it
that
is.
camera is his handler. Like you can
Yeah.
see it. But the fact that there was nobody babysitting this droid, he was just out. And I don't know if it's a commentary on like day guests in the parks, but like nobody went over and tried to push this droid over or like tapped it, punched it really hard. Everyone was respectful of this thing.
I think it's one of two things. I think when it's in a queue and it's just almost like people just don't think of it as a thing.
yeah.
It's
Maybe.
just like I don't know.
But that's the reasoning. One of the reasonings behind no roaming droids.
they might
on
be right.
Batu. But no one did anything even close to bad towards SK.
I also don't think the infrastructure would work for Batu. You'd have to have a handler, and it would be obvious.
Still, so do that. Just,
yeah.
yeah, it's not hard.
There's so many people though. You're like, imagine in front of the Falcon if like R2 was rolling around. It'd be like,
Yeah.
it'd be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I get logistical stuff like that, especially having worked in the parks
Yeah.
and like remembering crowds.
We've had R2 by Rise of the Resistance once. Bob Iger was there like with him too.
Really?
Yeah. It was sometime around when Rise opened.
Huh.
Might have been like a media day or something because I didn't experience it, and I was there. You and I were there opening day.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I've seen pictures of R2 driving around with Bob Iger out there.
Interesting. Would that even make sense for R2 to be there? I guess it would, right?
Yeah.
Because he's with.
Well,
Leia.
he's in the VR game. Him and 3PO go to Batuu for that
That's
VR
right,
game.
and they're with Vi and stuff.
Yeah.
With the first part of the.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need your help writing a title crawl because I've been doing the title crawls. I just randomly did it the other day for Galaxy's Edge.
That one was good. That was like spot on.
The Rise of the Resistance one was really hard because in it thank you, by the way. I got a lot of positive feedback. I had people requesting one for Smuggler's Run. Somebody requested Rise of the Resistance.
You're doing Star Cruiser too.
Doing Star Cruiser, 100%.
Yours. Yeah, we'll help you with that.
But the problem with title crawls is now that I'm not that I'm writing official ones, but now that I'm trying to make it sound as real and close to Star Wars title crawls as possible.
Yeah,
it's hard, and I don't even know how they did The Last Jedi. Still, and after going back and rereading it, I'm like, how the hell did they even do a title crawl?
That's one of the better crawls,
and it doesn't.
But
it
it's like
be, and it
the last movie was the crawl.
Yeah,
like, we know what happened. We're caught up,
and it's like you don't the rise. I'm not a fan of the Rise of the Resistance one. I need to tweak it a little bit, but it's really hard to do it. Although I posted it to Reddit and some guy was like, dude, I'm in line for Rise. This is amazing. I'm showing.
Oh, that's awesome. She watched it in line with her.
Yeah,
Rise.
it was pretty cool.
Whoa.
But it's hard to do it because you talk about what is happening on the ride because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And you can't talk about anything that has gone on before it that doesn't directly affect it.
Yeah.
Like in the title crawl for Last Jedi, you wouldn't be like, and Anakin Skywalker turned to Vader, and then Luke Skywalker, who is now missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to do it. And so I figured the way I did it was the best way I could do it.
Crawls are only, like 4 paragraphs?
3.
Well, and they're not even really paragraphs. It's like a sentence or
sentence.
2 max.
Yeah, a sentence or 2. So I did. I'll read them on here because I've released them already.
Sentences including the dead speak.
I hate that one. Let me see. So I did. Let me see which one this one is. This one is Galaxy's Edge. This is one I wrote for a reason. And this is what. Whoops. I added the Galaxy's Edge music to it.
Yeah, it sounds great.
So it says Galaxy's Edge: Rise of the Resistance. The First Order has tracked the Resistance to the remote outpost of Batuu. Led by Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, the First Order looks to wipe out the meager remains of the Resistance. The Resistance now knows that the First Order has landed on Batuu, searching for the remaining recruits. This is Rise of the Resistance. Sorry. Under the leadership of Commander Poe Dameron and Lieutenant Beck, they mount their escape off planet to Bakara.
That's great.
So it's
exactly what the setup you need.
But you can't talk about any. Like I almost didn't want to even include Beck because you don't even know about him until you're in the thing with Rey.
That's
why it's so hard to like.
He's
write
not even
that.
in any book or anything.
And so
he only exists in the ride.
I'm having a real tough time with the Smuggler's Run one because I'm like, I don't
see the Star Cruiser would be hard too because when you are going on the cruise, it's just a cruise. You can't say the First Order are boarding the Star Cruiser because we don't know that.
Yeah, let me find the other one. The one I like the one for Batuu a lot better. Maybe I can find that one. I think it's this one. No, that's Rise again. What the hell? Let me go to here real quick. I'm sorry. I just wanted to share these because these were fun. And did you see this new Batuu book coming out?
Yeah.
Like Treasures of Batuu or something like that?
Yeah.
I can't wait. Why was I not consulted to write that book?
Both of us. We've bought all the treasures of Batuu.
Christ, no kidding. I mean, look around.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Okay, this one's the one I'm the most proud of. Let me get it going here. Do I have to watch an ad for my own video? Where the hell?
There should be a way around that. You're signed in under you.
Right. Here it is. So it's Star Wars. It is and it says Galaxy's Edge. On the edge of the unknown regions, a small planet called Batuu sits in obscurity. The once thriving spaceport is now a safe haven for smugglers and bounty hunters to lie low. Under the threat of the dreaded First Order, the locals of Black Spire Outpost have to decide if they will support the First Order or help the Resistance stop them in their tracks. General Leia Organa has sent her best and most capable spy, Vi Marati, to help the Resistance brace themselves for the fight against the First Order. That sounds like a real title crawl.
That's exactly what you need. Yeah, and that's all you need to know.
I'm not trying to brag on myself, but I feel like that was very Star Warsy. It seemed Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I just like doing those. So if anyone has any other, I want to do a Star Tours one.
Ooh.
But I don't know how to it's hard to set those up because there's nothing that leads into it.
You'd have to do the original one because the original one is like after Return of the
true.
Jedi. There is stuff that leads into that. If the adventures continue, you can't. It's not really canon. It doesn't.
How would you do? Because you don't know what planet you're going to.
Yeah.
How would you do a Smuggler's Run one?
Smuggler's Run is just, Chewie has lent the Falcon to Hondo Ohnaka, who set up.
But you learn that. That's the thing. You learn that in the queue.
Yeah. You never really learn that Vi Moradi. Well, you learn Vi Moradi is there when you go to Batuu. You don't know she even exists until you go.
See, the way I look at the last paragraph is setting up what's about to happen. In every Star Wars movie, it's like backstory, and then this is where you're at right now.
True.
So like when you look at Force
How
Awakens,
it starts, Luke Skywalker has vanished.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you kind of get the backstory there, and then the very last paragraph of the Force Awakens is talking about Poe Dameron looking for San Tekka.
Yeah.
And then it pans down to what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's it's really
So you end with Chewie has lent the Falcon to Hondo Ohnaka
to help the Resistance gain supplies or something like that. And it's really interesting writing exercise, like trying to get the basis of I don't know why I'm going on about this, but it's just I've just been fascinated with this because
it's
cool that they have a crawl now. And I sent it to Lynn and he was like, I'm gonna edit this out. But I sent it to Lynn. He's like, dude, that's brilliant. I'm very proud of you for getting the panel. He was very excited. So I'm so excited. All right, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. There's a few random ones, and I'll get one that actually is cohesive and makes sense. I honestly would book about $800 for merchandise and drinks included in merchandise. That's how much stuff I wanted and I got.
See, I don't find.
You've already got the saber though. You're done with that. Yeah. So for you could do $500.
I don't think I need that much.
Really?
The only thing I really want.
You got the glasses already.
Yeah. The only thing
I really want.
Magic
band.
One of the magic bands. I want the other magic band, the blanket if it's there, the ship set, the sabacc set, and then I don't know if I'm gonna do the coasters or not. I haven't decided. Do you like them? Have you used them yet?
I haven't used them, but I love them. Yeah, they have a cool leather band strap.
But now I have to wait for Celebration, and I'm going to want stuff there.
Exactly. There's so much merch there. It's hard.
I just sign my checks over to Lucasfilm, and they just give me
we really are. That's all it is. This is probably the best thing Disney's ever done because it just
really
it has rides in it, has entertainment, it has food, it has drinks, it has everything. It has a hotel, it has valet parking, guest experience, guest relations. It has everything Disney is about. It's done, and everything about it is probably the best.
So I'm going to make a comparison here based on what you just said. So you know how in the 60s when they were doing Mary Poppins, it was literally everything the Walt Disney Company had learned up to that point. It was
That's what you said about Rise of the Resistance, too.
Is that this version is this Disney World's version of Mary Poppins where it's literally hotel, attractions, guest service,
merchandise,
The
food,
merchandise looks badass, by the way.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good.
It's really all good.
Those glasses from the bar, you could beat someone to death with those things. They're heavy, they're thick.
They're heavy.
I can't believe they were that inexpensive.
Yeah,
that's too loud. Bob Chapek will perk his
and you get a discount on them too. So if you buy them from the shop, not from the bar, but. Yeah, this is everything Disney does best. They do it best here. And everything they're known for, whether they still do it or not, they actually still do it here on the Halcyon, on this Galactic Star Cruiser. It's just that good.
Man. What else? Is that it? Scale of 1 to 10. You initially told me an 8 out of 10.
I told you it's an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
Because the complaints I've had take it down for me a little bit. It's especially because so many of them are easy fixes.
Yeah,
and then
it's more frustrating when it's something easy to fix like that.
Yeah,
just do it.
And then another thing,
put an hour into fixing this.
Something when you think Star Wars, you think lightsaber training, and then you drop that so hard.
That's a big drop of the ball.
Yeah, so it's when it.
But I also don't understand why they do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
kind of. I mean?
It's almost like a Savi's reasoning, I guess. It works.
Yeah, but Savi's is literally taking scrap metals and they explain why they.
Yeah,
have the
but he's like a Lor San Tekka guy, where he's trying to.
Yeah, but they explain
preserve
that versus
order.
This person's we have a lightsaber. Why did you get a lightsaber? Did you ask them?
No, I didn't ask them why we had the fake lightsabers.
I'm going to ask them,
but they kind of give a lot of exposition about themselves, so you get a little bit. Honestly, as goofy and funny as this sounds, reassimilation back into the real world was actually weird. It was as dumb as that's not a joke. As dumb as it sounds. The next 2 days at work, I was just in a haze. I was just talking to a first order officer in nothing but Star Wars language, dialect and words and verbs and whatever. And now I'm sitting here talking, just about like eating at McDonald's or whatever, like normal human language now. It's like it was such a hard thing to like reassimilate back into. And like when we used to not live here, you would have like post Disney depression.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you go home and you're just like, I was just on Space Mountain yesterday. Yep. You're like, oh, let me look at the wait times. Oh, it's only 30 minutes.
Yep.
I could
be on
that.
there. And yeah,
I would. Okay,
that's one of the reasons why I moved here, because that shit
me
would
too.
get to
I'd be like, oh, it's a 2-hour flight. It's a 30-minute wait. It'd take me like an hour to get there from the airport. I'd be like, oh, I could be on Pirates in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
But like, it's that thing.
Now you're like, I live 20 minutes away,
but I can't get on it.
And I'm not. Well, like here for the parks, you're like, it's a little hot today.
Yeah, but or it's raining. But for the Halcyon, it's like you have that now, and it's just like you don't know like what to do almost. Like it's.
Do they have any backup plans for like if it rains really badly? Because you have a data pad.
Not really. Not that I saw. I mean, if
I
it
really
rains,
hope it doesn't rain while we're
just
there.
do your mission, and if you don't want to, don't do it. Like,
is there any way to get the thing that we said? I don't know if you know this, but to get it without doing all the missions?
You would have to do all of that mission to get the big thing that I missed.
There's no way to do it without doing that?
Yeah, and that mission's only one thing on Batu, and then
really
one thing on the ship. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, if you do lightsaber training.
So I could, because I don't want to be on Batu hardly at all. Like like I said, the only reason I'm going is because I want to do that.
You won't even have to. You yourself won't even have to do Rise of the Falcon if you don't want.
Really? I'm doing it with Tom because we're saving our. We've
never ridden
it before, and my 100th time.
You could skip the
on
Falcon
Rise.
if you wanted.
You don't have to do the Falcon. That doesn't
no,
count
unless
as
you
want
to see.
I kind of want to see it. If it has something to do with the Halcyon, I want to see it.
You do, and it's your boy Jim Cummings.
Yep.
So yeah,
friend of the show.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, you could do just Rise, Falcon, that mission for that thing on Batu, and go back to the ship within like 30 minutes. Honestly.
So, this is a mild spoiler for anyone who's wanting to, because I'm mentioning it, so it's not that big of a spoiler, obviously. Do you actually physically smuggle that thing on?
I have no clue.
Do you physically grab it?
I have no clue.
I've seen pictures of people like holding it on the transport. But I don't know if that's like a photo op in there.
It's probably not a photo op thing, because I never heard about that.
Where is it just hanging out in the backstage somewhere? Like,
yeah, I'm sure they just bring it out.
So
and
do
give it
they
to you.
plant Halcyon? This podcast could literally be 5 hours long.
Yeah.
Do they just like plant Halcyon cast members out on Batu?
No, I think they just train a few Black Spire cast members, Batu cast members,
to know what
to do for these story moments. Like how you said there
it's
was
every other day too, so it shouldn't be like that hard to.
It's only like 2 hours, 3 hours of their day, like so you'd only have to do 50
probably
people.
Probably a CDS
maybe.
rotation.
Yeah, honestly,
you rotate into story mode.
Story mode. I mean, like how you said in Oga's there was a Halcyon section. I'm sure it's that same idea. It's like when if someone at Savi's is just standing around and then they see Halcyon pin come up, they're gonna be like, "Hey, John, we need you," and like John comes over and does his little thing, and then he goes back to.
Does it help you to know Batu? To do the missions, or does it actually take like?
Yeah.
So, don't tell me specifics. Try to be as vague as possible. But what does a mission consist of? Going from point A to point B?
Essentially, yeah. It's like you get the message from your character that says,
"I need you to go do this for me.
Go to this location. Let me know when you're there." You go over to that spot. You say, "I'm here. What do I do?" He says, "I need you to get this for me, or hack this for me, or scan this for me." You hack, scan, get whatever that thing for him. And he's like, this information is useful. It will help our cause, whatever your cause is. And then he goes, choose your next mission, whatever, report to me when this is done. So and that's it. So
how quickly do you think you could knock that out?
We did it all, counting Ogas and everything, in almost 3.5 hours.
Okay.
So you're cutting out Ogas. You're not drinking at Ogas.
I'll probably cut out Docking Bay 7, to be perfectly honest with you.
I would too.
I might go just grab the drink.
Or just do Ronto, because you can eat Ronto and walk.
Walk, yeah. That might be what I do.
You'll cut out eating. That's another. You
By
just
the
cut
way,
out an hour right there.
I have you know where the Rontos we made that one time?
Yeah.
I have perfected it even better.
I believe it. But you just cut out an hour between Ogas and lunch.
Because I want to do Batu and get back on.
You could do it
as quickly as possible to the ship, because that's what I'm there for.
You could do it in.
Plus, I would like to see some of the smaller stuff, like the droid racing. I don't have any interest in doing it, but I think it'd be cool to see.
That was another one of those things that's like a joke online, but I didn't even see it.
That's
because it's like I was doing the things that I was there for. Like if you want to do droid racing, you can.
You think they'll change
But-
that? Or you think they're going to always have to have some plan B?
There will always be little things for people to
Because
do.
if it's raining like hurricane, you can't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that. I'm worried about stuff like that.
Yeah, they definitely have stuff for that for sure. You yourself could do. I think you could do Batu in 2 hours.
Okay.
Because Rise is going to take you 30 minutes. The Falcon's going
And
to take you.
That doesn't count as a mission to do Rise of the Resistance.
It does.
Oh,
That's
it
a mission.
does?
Yeah,
But Falcon does not.
Falcon's a mission.
Okay.
So
So
that's
I
another-
heard to get that thing, you have to do every single mission on Batu. That's what Len said.
Okay, well that makes sense because I did all the missions but that, so that
Okay.
makes sense. And now like walking to Oga's and getting that coaster and walking away is a mission, but that takes you 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're
Okay.
looking at an hour for all the missions.
Okay.
So you could do it in an hour and a half tops,
Okay.
and then it's just a matter of how long you wait for that transport. But there's one every like 5 minutes. Like those transports are moving.
That is
Yeah,
so-
you
do you have
could
to
easily-
schedule it? Do you have to schedule all that stuff, or is
No.
it scheduled for you? The takeoff one is right.
Yeah, but that's loose. They don't really care.
Okay.
That's just so there's not
So if
50
it says
people
like
trying to
8
get on one.
o'clock, you can go up and be like, I'm ready to go now.
Yeah. As long as it's not like 50 people trying to get on one, because they
Gotcha.
can only hold about 15. That's the only reason. So.
I'm so jazzed, man. I cannot
Yeah.
wait for this. I wish you were going. I wish you could go with
Me
us.
too. I wish I was going
Can
again.
you scrounge up some money and we'll throw you on our reservation?
Actually, I might be able to. But then Taylor would be so mad. So
Well, she can be mad.
I could just.
That'd be fun, man.
Yeah. I could talk so much about this. But
Keep going. Dude, I can make this a part 1 and part 2 if we need to.
yeah, that's. I mean, I don't.
I don't think we need to because I think it's the same length as doing 2 shows.
Yeah.
And we'll just do 1 show this week.
Yeah.
Please keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I have not looked forward to a podcast more since we rode Rise of the Resistance for the first time.
I think
We're able to gush
same
about
with
that.
me. I think same with me. No, let me just fly through notes, find more stuff to say. But
I got nothing to do,
no,
man.
no
It's
more
the end of the
questions.
day.
You got any other questions?
I'm trying to. I get questions when you start talking about stuff.
Just give me a topic. Just say a random topic.
Uh,
Whatever you can think of.
so best and worst food.
See, that's the worst question you probably could ask. The
So, okay,
worst
so-
food?
So let's do this instead. Yeah. What was your worst food?
The like shrimp cocktail, the blue shrimp. It was just standard frozen shrimp. Like,
Really?
it was-
Okay.
Not just
I'm
because
not
it
a
was
huge
blue.
shrimp cocktail person.
Yeah, like it was okay. The presentation was cool because it came out smoking and like steaming and stuff. So it looked cool, but like that was like I could leave that. I didn't need that.
Gotcha.
The desserts were anywhere from average to good. Like desserts were probably the lamest part
I
of
don't
the
do
dinners.
desserts really.
Yes, that's fine.
You wouldn't know it by looking at me, but I'm not a big dessert guy.
You are big, but you're not
I'm
a
a
dessert
big,
guy.
but I'm not a big dessert guy. I'm fat from cheeseburgers. What you get for learning about hamburger history? Start trying to make all of them.
I'm basic with food though. Like the waffles were the best part of breakfast probably for me.
See, I like crazy food.
Yeah, I mean the crazy food I
What
liked.
would you compare the food to?
I mean Docking Bay 7, Satuli Canteen. It's
Oh,
very
okay.
Asian. A lot of it's very Asian.
Okay.
And yeah, like that kind of Polynesian, Asian, that kind of stuff.
Sweet.
But it's all good. There's none of it that's like bad. The steak was good. I'm not even a big steak guy, but the steak
Really?
and potatoes.
You don't like steaks?
No, not really.
What?
But the steak and potatoes was good. Mashed
I
potatoes.
need to make you one of my steaks.
Maybe that's the problem. It's like sushi. I never had good sushi until like a year and a half ago, and now I love sushi.
Sushi's so
So
good.
it's probably the thing.
Yeah, I need to make you a good like a porterhouse with like my garlic butter. Oh yeah, you'd like it. I don't even go out for steaks anymore. We just make them at home.
Really?
Yeah, I've
Well, a restaurant can
perfected
mess
it.
up a steak so easily. It's like your whole night would be wasted
Yeah.
if you did that. That makes sense.
But we just go get a good cut of meat, and I can make the hell out of a steak. I'm trying to think of what else. What was the thing that was like? What was the biggest holy crap moment? That's not story. Because
That's not story.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 big events that are story in the finale that are just like the first time we did Rise, and we went into the like AT-AT room, and Dallin and you and me were all just like, whoa! Like I audibly made that same noise when these 2 things happened in that.
does it
finale.
have like? Okay, so here's another question: does the story like have implications to the rest of Star Wars canon, or is it a self-contained way that like the comic books tie in, meaning that it's the same timeline, but doesn't have any repercussions? Does this have any repercussions anywhere else?
It does in terms of like those idiots that are out there like, how is Rey so good at this? It's like some of that quote fixes those questions.
Interesting,
But
okay.
like
Through
Not
like
really.
actions or through like dialogue?
both.
Okay.
There's some show, some tell.
Okay.
But it's not like if I watch episode 9, I'm going to see something I saw on the Halcyon.
Gotcha. Okay.
There are things that probably should be in episode 9 that aren't, which, I wish they were because now they're on the Halcyon. But there are things from the Halcyon that go forward in the story.
Okay.
But they're not in episode 9, but they leave the Halcyon story.
Gotcha.
And go to a new story, which we could get in comics would be cool. Like, Halcyon Legacy is what it's called. So, like, this could be something that's not on the Halcyon, but it's a legacy of it.
I would like
Keep
them
it
to
going.
do more. Like, the Halcyon has the problem that I hate that they did. They did this with the Batu stuff, too, is they introduce a cool story, and then they go 10 years, 20 years, 100 years
The comics,
before. And
Halcyon comics do that every time.
you're
which
like, come on, man.
We get that it's 275 years old.
Did they mention that?
They do.
Okay.
And it's not annoying, I don't think. Because that's a part of that's your voyage. You're going on the 275th
Maiden voyage,
which goes to Batu. That's why you're
Did
going
they
to Batu.
explain why they went to Batu? Because it was thriving at that point, right, in the High Republic?
It was. They never really mentioned that.
But do they explain like why a luxury cruise ship is going to Batu?
They do for your voyage. They say because it was our first voyage and this is that anniversary cruise. So we're reliving that
But like,
cruise.
could you imagine going on like a Disney cruise and they're like, it stops off
They
in
go to
Iraq
Nassau.
because it was.
They go to Nassau though,
Yeah, but
which
like,
had pirates and
Yeah.
murdering and
You're not
raping
wrong,
and
but they're still like not. I don't
And-
know. It's trivial because you have to go to Batu.
and Castaway Key was once owned by a drug lord. So
That's
I mean,
true.
like it
That is
does
true.
the same kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But the coolest thing, like non-story, was definitely just our interactions with our favorite character. I'm sure it's the same with everybody in their character, but like our Lieutenant Croy, he was the one that used to be on Batu. They have 3 Lieutenant Croys, actors that play him, and we had the most notable, the one that everyone recognizes from Batu, and he was.
I saw her picture. Was that the person that she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my phone screen. Can you see him on my phone?
Oh, really?
Yeah. A picture of me.
You've been
him.
replaced, Taylor.
No, she's in the picture too.
Oh.
You see it?
Oh, cool.
Me, him, and I'm in my jacket, my first order jacket.
Nice.
In that picture, he actually chased us down and like asked if we could take holoscans with him. He's like, "Do you want
Really?
holoscans with me?" And I
Did
was
he
like,
remember you guys from Batu?
I think he did in face. He's like, "I think these
I
people used
recognize
to
the
go
face.
to the
Yeah,
theme
okay.
park all the time."
Okay.
But he would go out of his way to talk to us a lot, and there was moments where he was just like, "Everyone on board the ship is in question for this event," and then like he would see our face, and I'd be like. I'd have a shock face, and he would go, not you, you're good, I trust you. And he'd be like, Taylor, you're good, I trust you. And I'm like,
I think
okay.
it's so cool that they talk to you in character, like they address
Yeah.
you as your character, and they remember it.
Yeah.
So they're logging this somewhere. They have to, right?
Yeah, it's insane the things that the actors have to do.
I
'cause-
wonder if on the back end of whatever systems they use, when you scan your band and stuff, like because I'm sure that's how some sort of interaction happens between the band and the performer would have to.
Yeah.
I wonder if they type your character name instead of like your first name.
Maybe. Could be. But I mean, these actors have to memorize their own lines. They have to know the entire story. They have to know how to play all the games. You know, in the bridge mission and the engineering room mission, those are essentially games. They have to know how to do that and teach you how to do that. They have to memorize the guest names. They have to be able to improv. And they have to know how to position themselves around the other actors and story events so they don't see them, so they're distracted and miss moments of the story.
Wow.
I don't know how they handle it. I could barely memorize like my own character name, and I had a whole page, like I wrote a book about my character, and I had trouble sometimes. I don't know how he did it. And
It'd
that's
be
all
fun
of
to
them.
every time you go make up a different character.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that, but I also kind of want to just improve my character every time. Because looking back, I'm like, okay, I did a pretty good job of interacting, but I really only talked to the lieutenant. I never talked to the captain. I never talked to...
You didn't?
No, I never spoke to the captain. Not once.
The cruise captain? What's her name?
Royola Keevan. I never spoke a word to
You
her.
never spoke to Captain Keevan?
No. I spoke
Is it because your first order she was never available to you?
No, she was available. It just... Some of it was our costumes kind of showed who we were, so... I think for them, it was like, okay, I'm going to distance myself.
So you have to make a first impression when you first get off. When you
Yeah.
first get on. Okay.
Yeah.
So wearing an X-Wing pilot costume would set the tone.
And we definitely made an impression with Croy that first day because we
Okay.
spoke to him. But we missed everybody else in like the Sublight Lounge, and we never walked up to anybody. So it kind of worked out because we loved him. But I think we kind of hurt ourselves by not talking to anybody else.
Gotcha.
Like Wraith came up to us once at dinner, and I think looking back, I think it was at a time where he needed to distract First Order people, so he chose to distract us, and he spoke to us
Because you're First Order, and
Yeah.
he was trying to distract.
Yeah.
Oh.
And people make fun
So
of like
it's literally a story. Like it's not.
yeah.
Wow, this is way more intricate than even I thought it was.
Oh yeah, me
before
too.
Going into this.
Me too. I thought it was just gonna be like on Batu when he walks around and like yells at people for
It's
not,
not.
supporting the First Order.
They really
No.
have meaningful interactions with you.
Yeah, every
Interesting.
single one is meaningful.
That
like-
is nuts. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so excited, man.
And even okay, it works both ways. Like I'm talking about the good guys distracting me from seeing good guy stuff. Lieutenant Croy also had to talk to me so I wouldn't see good guy stuff. You know, like the actor is playing both sides in terms of like he knows that I can't see Chewie over there,
Mm-hmm.
but the character has to not know Chewie's there too and make sure I don't know Chewie's there. So both sides.
What's interesting
have
about
to
this
know
is that it's truly improvised and the
Yeah.
story is on the fly because
Yeah.
any person could at any moment change.
Yeah.
That is so crazy. I'm so looking forward to this. I'm so looking forward to this. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions I have.
I kind of want to do maybe start Resistance and then turn First Order so I can see some of the stuff I missed. But then I can also interact with the captain and stuff. And then maybe get a little bit of Wraith when I'm like undecided. And then for that finale or for towards the beginning of the first day, middle of the second day, be First Order. I'm thinking maybe something like that. I don't know.
I think Tom's making a mistake. You're hearing this now, Tom. Go into Savi's. I think you don't need to do that.
No.
I think you can do that any day. But dude, you can do that
They
any
might
day.
have something in there. They might just be like, they might have something cool. Be like,
Oh,
make
I didn't
sure
think
this
about
gets
that.
back to the Saja. We have this for you. Or like they might have
Oh
something.
shit! I didn't think about that.
They might. So it's cool that he's doing that. I did Oga's, so I got to see if Oga's has anything different. They technically don't.
I truly want to just do those missions and get off the planet
Yeah.
because I just want to be on the ship.
Yeah.
Does
And-
it feel like a ship or does it feel like a hotel?
No, it feels like a ship.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, it feels like a ship the whole time.
I'm trying to think if there's any more questions I have.
I mean, I'm a little disappointed with like Lightspeed. How like I get it, you can't make an entire building move like the Falcon, but there's no movement when Lightspeed happens. It just the screen goes Lightspeed and you're standing there like, yeah, we're doing it.
But you don't feel a cruise ship moving unless there's
yeah, and I had to think about that
motion.
too. I'm
You
like,
know what I
this
mean?
is a huge ship, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't move.
you wouldn't
like,
feel it
Yeah,
because like you've never been on a cruise, but like unless you hit choppy water, you don't really feel it.
yeah.
And then I remember one time when I was on the cruise, I was walking down the hallway and I just saw the hallway go like, and then back, and I was like, oh Jesus, I'm getting chills thinking about it. It freaked me out.
That is creepy.
I think that's where my claustrophobia came from.
Probably.
Because up until then, like I wasn't scared of like, and then I realized like, oh, I'm like trapped.
Well, maybe that's
I'm like
the thing
17
too.
stories down.
With the Star Cruiser, you're not trapped. If you're allowed to use the launch pod back to your car if you wanted to.
You have to do the launch pod every time though.
If it was like an emergency, they'd probably be like, "Here's the steps.
He's bleeding.
Quick,
to go
use
back
this
to transport."
5-minute story beat. Go."
He broke his leg.
No, there's like you wouldn't have
Sir,
to.
can you?
But you don't feel trapped because on the other side of that wall is
Yeah.
just a tree and a parking lot.
I've seen it 1,000 times. I mean,
Yeah, but on a cruise ship, you can't go
You can't
anywhere.
go anywhere, you're
It's just it's thousands of miles of water in front of you.
So,
Like,
do you think they should make it larger, or do you think it's the perfect size?
No, the
Or is
building's
it
the perfect
is
size.
Is it too like I'm like adding more guests? Like
No.
if it was 800 people,
No.
would it not feel the same?
no, it would worsen the experience.
It would?
The
Okay.
more, the worse it'll be.
This
for
is such
sure.
a weird niche thing.
It is, but I don't
I think
see
they're
it.
Do you think they're charging
niche.
too much money for it?
I don't think it's ever going to get cheaper. I really
I don't think so either. But do you think
No,
they're charging
people
too
that
much
say
money
that
for
are
it?
crazy. They're like, do
Yeah,
you not know how Disney
Show
works?
me one time when Disney's gone down
It's
in
never
price.
gotten cheaper.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Sure.
Nothing.
They might have like special, like once they know, like
We'll have a coupon day
or like
Jurassic Park.
You know, you know how like they'll have like room rates for the summer. Like
Yeah.
they might do something like that,
Yeah.
but it's never going to be less than $2,000 a person ever.
No.
But like hearing all this stuff, like you don't know how many people they're having to pay on the backside to do all this crap.
Yeah.
Like I've heard it's a very
Well, all the
it's even-
actors are
even when
equity actors, so like you got to pay
That's
equity
true.
actors for
Equity
that.
actors.
Like think about that,
and
all that food's basically top-notch food.
Yeah.
Like,
and but I'm thinking more along the lines of people who are like monitoring all this stuff
yeah.
because it's not all AI. There's no way it would just
No.
be,
There's people in a
There's people-
control room somewhere.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and I know that for a
There's
fact.
probably like 20 people behind the scenes at any given moment.
I think it's about that.
Yeah, think
I've-
about that. That's
I've-
just a guess. I have nothing to back that up. But that's my
I
guess.
do, and I think you're pretty close.
Yeah.
But they're constantly seeing everything, and
Yeah.
they're even like I saw something. I think it was something you said that like you came back from dinner or something. There was a note from the captain on your bed. Was that you?
No, I've heard about that too. We had a note from Lieutenant Croy at one point. I don't want to tell you when, because like
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they just put it in your room and like
yeah, I showed you that note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was from you. Yeah. But the captain, that's what I meant, Lieutenant
Yeah.
Croy.
The captain does send messages though. We got 3 different notes throughout the whole voyage.
It's kind of weird someone's just going in your room, but whatever.
I think they just slide under the door.
I thought
'Cause
it was
it
on a
was-
bed.
Other people has been on the bed. For us, it wasn't.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
We all 6 got to do this together.
But yeah, it's incredible. Like just being called out and approached by name by the actor like made it like that alone. If everything else was meh, I would have been like, he made this trip. Like he was awesome. I'd come back to hang out with him again and interact with him. But everything else was also just as good as him. So it's like,
Remind me to tell you off this what I got Tom for his birthday. I had to bail on your birthday present, so I have to find you something else. Remember I told you what it was?
You already gave me something.
What did I give you?
I'm pretty sure you gave me something.
No.
No?
I got you a figure. That doesn't count.
Yeah, it did.
No, it doesn't. My plan was to get you that DJ Rex 3D printing thing,
Oh,
but
shoot.
I couldn't. So I found on Etsy, I found a company that will sell you like the specs to do a 3D print of his little DJ turntables and the speakers and stuff.
No way.
But I can't find anyone that's willing to do it for a reasonable price.
Like they need a HasLab set of
yes.
that, basically.
Yeah, but I reached out to a few people and they were like $250, and I'm like,
yeah, no,
I love Evan, but like, God,
I don't want you to do that.
that's a lot of money.
No, I don't want you to.
And if I had the money, I would do it in a heartbeat. But like, that's just a lot of money. I wouldn't spend it on myself.
No, I'd rather you save that for Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
Like, no.
So I'm gonna do what something similar with what I got Tom, and remind me to tell you off air because he's
Okay.
listening to this.
You better be.
You better be, you redheaded piece of Cal Kestis wannabe.
Discount Cal. I'm Discount Kylo.
Discount Cal.
Hey, after the pictures I took on the bridge and in the atrium, I am definitely Discount Kylo.
You know, you're Avant.
Well,
Avant lives.
Avant live, but yeah, like I took in story like pictures and stuff like when I was Avant, but I took pictures as Kylo too, so that's not in the story.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But yeah,
What?
I had to. After
you
you see
cry?
the finale, oh yeah.
When and where did you cry? Because you and me are similar with this. I get
Both.
emotional when it comes
Honestly,
to Star
I
Wars.
thought it would be more, but honestly, only departing the launch pod when I was arriving in the atrium. So the first impression of the atrium, and then stepping off the launch pod, realizing I'm going back to my car and my apartment, like life.
Back to reality.
Yeah. I mean, as much as my life is great, I'm not saying it sucks, but it just like that experience was so awesome when you realize it's like, okay, I'm back to day job,
Bills. It felt like a true vacation.
Yeah.
That's great. I haven't had that in years.
No, me neither.
Because even when I go to like Disneyland, it's still familiar.
Right.
I'm excited to do something new at Disney World.
Same.
Something
Yeah,
like this.
And this is so it made Batu
'Cause I don't
refreshing.
do resorts.
Honestly.
I just
So, like,
it doesn't make sense to me. Like I like the resorts, but I'm not
Yeah.
like a person who can just sit in the room and just sit at the resort.
yeah,
I want to go
glad-
do things still, even though I live here.
I mean, Animal Kingdom Lodge was awesome, but I'm glad I did it so close to this so I can compare. And like,
yeah.
this was just even better than Animal Kingdom Lodge. And Animal Kingdom Lodge is probably the most immersive hotel Disney has. Because you're out in the middle of nowhere, you're on a savanna, it's all African themed, the food's themed, everything's themed.
Yeah.
But this was even better than that. And
How
I'm
would
glad
you
I did
rank
it so
this
close.
under like all things considered? I would say maybe take the gameplay out of it because that's not something you can compare like apples to apples.
Yeah, that's going to change for everybody.
Where do you rank this as the Disney hotels? Is it a value, just like accommodations? Is it a accommodations and like food? Is it because like when you go to Pop Century, there's not a sit down restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like there's the
Yeah.
quick service. So I would assume it wouldn't be a value because that wouldn't make really any sense.
Moderates
Unless you're looking
have sit-downs.
moderates have sit downs and deluxe. So would you
Yeah.
go value, moderate, deluxe?
The rooms are definitely just like the nicest moderate rooms in terms of quality. The theme is amazing. You can't beat the theme.
Yeah.
The bed's super comfortable. The bed was more
I was going
comfortable.
to ask you about that. It is
The
comfortable?
bed's more comfortable than Animal Kingdom Lodge bed.
Oh, that bed was terrible at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah.
I sat on it for a minute. And
I
it was
couldn't
rough.
sleep on it.
It's
And
rough.
I slept plenty when I was sleeping at the Star Cruiser. I only probably slept 5 hours both nights. But that's not the bed's fault. That was just like there was so much going on. Plus, I wanted to go back to the atrium and take pictures and be there by myself and get drinks and just all that stuff. But the bed was crazy comfortable. But I'd still say the room is just like the nicest value room. But the food is it's the food's probably the best moderate food.
Okay.
And then like I've never had valet parking, so like that was awesome to see. And I've never. Well, I guess Disney. Do they still do this with resorts? Take your luggage from your car? No, they didn't when I stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
I think they used to up until COVID.
Yeah.
They were trying to like not touch, which I get.
Yeah, Disney used to do that. It would just you check in.
I don't
And you
remember.
walk into your room, and it was in your room
See,
by your bed.
We always stayed at Value or Moderate.
They did that at Values though when I stayed there in the
Really?
90s and 2000s.
I don't remember them doing that.
So I haven't had that since then. And to see it again.
Because you'd pull up to like, I remember we stayed at movies, and you give them the luggage, and they take it to the room when it's ready, but it takes a while.
Yeah,
But you said this was there when you got to your room?
Oh yeah, it beat us to the room, and it took us.
How do they assign you rooms? Is it just on a like that stuff fascinates me because I know what that entails.
You want to know how it works?
Yeah, because I want to know.
I do too. I want to know how like the sausage is made in terms of that. Like
they have your rooms planned out already.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
definitely
they have
do.
to, but like,
yeah, they see. Okay, you're only two people.
They're doing this every 2 days.
Yeah, that turnaround is insane.
Insane.
And they have to clean all those rooms
before you go on that, because the day you leave, another group comes on at 1:00.
Yeah, you're out of there by 10.
They give them 3 hours to turn things around. Not even 2.5 hours. 2 hours.
And I heard some of the days they're letting people on at like 12:30. They're like, our line's too long. You go in. Like,
wow.
So sometimes it's only 2.5 hours to turn that place around.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. It's the best thing Disney's ever done. I've said that, but I mean, it's not perfect.
But you gave it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's the best thing they've ever done. You could you might be able to.
But you give Rise a 10 out of 10, so wouldn't that be the best thing Disney's ever done?
I mean, as much as we love Rise, it's just a ride.
Yeah.
Like, there's rides all over the planet.
That's true.
But there's nothing like this.
That's very true.
I mean, especially because half the things that this is don't exist. Adventurers Club doesn't exist. This is the Adventurers Club. Disney Quest doesn't exist. This is Disney Quest. It just all the things that made Disney is back, but it's here. It's not all of Disney. It's just this one place on the entire planet. But
wild. Were there people in like full like cosplay costumes on your voyage? Were there, and also to the other point of that, was there anybody that just wasn't involved, like people in jeans and shorts and stuff?
On our bridge mission, even
did they feel out of place or did they feel comfortable?
No, I think he was cool, just laying back. On the bridge mission, he got kind of lumped into our group, and it was like there wasn't really a spot for him anyway. But he was like, "No, you guys take that. I just want to chill and watch." And I was like, "Okay." And then like 30 seconds later, I was like, "Here, go ahead. Like you can do this part if you want to." And he's like, "Nah, I'm good." Like he just laid back. But not many. He was the only one I really noticed.
Gotcha.
And he didn't distract from anything, and he was having a good time. From what I could tell, he might have even been there by himself. I didn't see him with anybody, so maybe he was just observing. I don't know. Aside from 3 amazing Twi'leks that we saw, guests that were Twi'leks, they had made their own, not Disney bought headpieces, head tails. We saw 3 separate Twi'leks. Aside from them, I think I had the best stuff. I'm not just saying that because it was me, but I think I had the best stuff.
You wouldn't brag like that. I know you.
Yeah, but
you're like me. I wouldn't say that.
Those Twi'leks were just incredible. I was like, you could be part of Gaia's band for all I know.
Wow.
But the fact that I see you with a data band and I see you go into a room, I know you're a guest, but you look like a Twi'lek. They were incredible. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other people that were like same quality as me or close, but those Twi'leks were amazing. Not as many people dressed up as I thought, but that didn't take away from it. Okay. Not at all.
So you said before, I just want to kind of get some clarification on this. You said before that like there were times when you would be like the only one around.
Yeah.
Did that add to your experience, or did it make you feel like you were kind of like, is that good?
I think that was good. I definitely think that was good from a standpoint where, I mean, like I said, the people wearing jeans didn't take me out of it, but in that moment, I was just like, everything I can see is Star Wars. Like everything that I'm looking at is in a movie, or it could be it could be real. You know, like it didn't take you out of it at all. And I think that was a good thing, and it just made it feel more personal. It's like, this is my moment here. No one else is having this moment.
That's so cool.
And
that is so cool.
When your character
keep going, I'm listening. I just want to look something up real quick.
Like when your character talks to you or even mentions your name amongst a group, that gives you a moment too. But you're also like, I'm just in a room with a bunch of people. We're playing this video game, you know. But like when you're standing on the bridge and but you can see, it's so cool in your room. Even out the window, you can see the planet Batuu, and you can see it on the bridge. when you see what this planet looks like that we've been going to in a theme park. I know it's not real, but like every day for the past 2.5 years, when you can like pull back and see what it would look like if it was real,
That's so cool.
and you're the only person standing there looking at it, it just gives you like a cool sense. I don't know of what, but it just gives me a cool
like
sense.
almost like completion, right? Like because
Yeah.
you know what it.
It's like I've been to the smallest thing possible. I've been in like a restaurant on this planet.
Wow.
But now
So
I get to see the whole planet.
what I was checking was our voyage is sold out. So because I knew there were some
Most
dates
of them
that were,
are. No one's talking about that.
Well, no, why
they
would
love
they?
to mention when they're not sold out.
June
but
is completely sold out. July is not. But
yeah,
here's the thing about July and August and even September. Those are going to be the months where like the most. I mean, to be fair, like December, November, October, and September are all pretty much open, other than a few dates. But I think that this is going to be one of those things that I do think they should renegotiate. he just sent me his Master to Paul lightsaber.
Oh, he connected them?
Yeah, he connected them.
Nice.
Tom, hello, buddy. I think this is going to be something that they might have to work. Like, there's only a certain number of Star Wars fans that are going to do this.
But I think all of them are going to do it again.
That's fair.
I really think so. For the simple, even if they don't think it's awesome, if they say, okay, that was cool, but I wish I knew how the First Order did their story, you know, like even for that simple fact, they might come back just for that. And I mean, I'm going back because A, was awesome, but B, I kind of want to see the other story too. So I might try to do like a turncoat story or something, because I'd still want to end up First Order, because that was still the most fun for me. But I definitely think they're going to get a lot of repeat. But I think at some point those repeats will stop, though. I mean,
Has to. I mean, people don't have unlimited money.
we're 10 years out, and it's a terrible comparison because it's just a tiny, kind of underwhelming land in Magic Kingdom. But New Fantasyland is 10 years old, and there's still people that are experiencing that for the first time.
Yeah,
after
that's
10
true.
years.
Well, I'm always amazed. But every time I ride rides, there's somebody who's never ridden it before.
Yeah, and it's only a year and a half or 2 years old. So
Yeah, that's nuts.
yeah. But I think this is probably going to take a good 20 years, I think, before everyone's done with their first, I would say.
Well, so many people can't. Like, my only concern is that it is so small that it's not necessarily self-sustainable. But I think you can offset that with, like, the merch stuff.
And that merch is eventually going to end up off the ship. Like,
You think so?
yeah, it definitely will.
I don't know, man. I think people really like I don't like the fact that Batu stuff is on Shop Disney. Like, I know it doesn't matter what I think.
I'm okay with
But-
select some of it, but
I like a Batu t-shirt, fine.
yeah.
But like the little wooden TIE fighter and stuff, like that shouldn't buy that. You should have the experience of going there and doing it. How does this like factor into your overall Star Wars moments as a fan? Like if you were to do a top 10 list, is this going to be in the top 10?
Oh, easily top 10,
Easily?
yeah. I'm trying to think what I said was top 3. I know Galaxy's Edge and Rise were 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure, for me. This is better than opening day of Galaxy's Edge.
For real?
Yeah. Because that I still had to like walk through Hollywood Studios, and I was still amongst 5 million people, and
This
like it was a theme park. Like
so
though.
I meant to ask you this. When you first go in, is it themed to Star Wars or is it just a generic lobby?
No,
Like we said, they have that like the welcoming video.
yeah.
Is that themed to?
That's all concrete bunker theme still. Like
Oh, it is? Okay.
yeah, it's all concrete bunker until you get on the launch pad.
So do they explain why you're going from Earth to Star Wars?
No, and I'm glad they didn't,
Okay.
because I guess
Just disconnect it, right?
technically
Like,
Earth could be canon because it says a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So like, it could be. I don't want it to be canon. But
I don't think it is.
If it ever is one day, I'll be like, I guess it could be.
Nah.
I don't want it to be.
No, it doesn't need
But
to be.
they don't make it canon here. If they ever do, it'll be hopefully after I'm dead, because I don't want it to be. But this did not make Earth canon, thankfully. You're still just checking in, getting your car parked, and seeing a video about being safe.
Did they give you your magic bands in like a box like they always do, or is it just two random, like out of a box magic bands?
Out of the box. Yeah, there's no box for these.
They just hand you, here's 2 magic bands.
Yeah.
That magic band is so sick.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I would have bought it. And I don't even do magic bands.
Yeah,
I own
it's really cool.
3 now, but I would have bought it.
That's
if
all
I
you
had to.
have?
Yeah.
Wow. I have a problem.
And honestly, the best pin was the pin they give you to go to Galaxy's Edge. and I collect pins. And I was like,
I'm gonna want that
I'm
resistance.
good
pin.
on these pins. You
I'm
can
gonna
get it.
that.
You'll
I'm
do
gonna
those
get that
missions. You'll
resistance.
get it.
I'm definitely doing it.
And you'll get to see the cool place it's kept. I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
Like, it's not. The fact that it's like in a secret location makes it cool.
Did anything feel cheap? Like when you're walking around, like did the doorways feel real? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does it feel like it looks like a movie set, or like the way Batu looks? Because Batu, like when you're walking around, like the queues, everything feels like this has been here for, you know.
Yeah.
Not that, like, and like everything has like a weight to it. Like nothing looks like painted styrofoam.
Yeah.
The example I always use is like Gringotts looks fantastic until you really look at Gringotts.
I've only been in there once. So
like the columns look really pretty from a distance, and you get up and you realize it's wallpaper. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Like, is it stuff like that, or does it feel like more like Galaxy's Edge?
Okay, well, we didn't touch on this, but I actually missed our first order engineering mission in the engineering room.
Oh no!
I can't piece together where and how we missed it, but we were doing something important and we missed it somehow. I don't know how that scheduling worked, but I was a little like, wait, how did you schedule a mission on top of my mission?
So did you get to go see it at all?
We went into the engineering room just in it when it was empty, basically, and people were just in there messing around. So we saw it, but
what was the cool? Okay, back to
we
the
missed the mission.
What was the coolest room?
The bridge.
The bridge?
No
Okay.
question. And people always have been saying that looks cheap. I don't think it looks cheap at all. The bridge is awesome.
It's hard to tell in a video. I mean, you have to see it with your eyes. I mean,
now when you're not in your
I
bridge
don't
mission,
the consoles didn't look cheap to me at all.
No, they
I
don't.
I don't understand.
they're not. When you're not in a bridge mission, the bridge is turned off, so none of the buttons do anything. But like when you're in your mission, it's like in the story they activate it for you, and like when it's not you, it's being controlled by the Halcyon crew members. But like the bridge was the best room by far. The Atrium's pretty cool too, and the Sublight Lounge is pretty cool too.
I wish they had the cockpit. That's the one room I wish they had.
The bridge is basically the cockpit.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that is.
Is it facing forward?
Yeah.
Okay, because in my brain I was like, it's facing like
when
the
you
side
see pictures
of the ship.
of it and the models of the ship, that front-facing window on like the Tanta V4 looking face of the ship, that's the bridge.
Oh, okay.
You're on the very front of the ship.
Gotcha.
That's the bridge.
Okay.
But I think
now, does that stuff like feel oriented, like you're walking towards the front of the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. I think in terms of like if you're looking at rooms and comparing them directly, like the Atrium, the bridge, and the Sublight Lounge, they're all connected. They're all right there in the front of the ship together. But they're also where I think all the resources went. Like the engineering room is like, okay, this is just like it's basically like being engineer on the Falcon is all the engineering room is. Where it's like, okay. And then there's a tiny cargo hold, which is like, okay, you just took a bunch of plastic boxes and put them in here.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's more to it than that. I didn't spend a lot of time in the cargo hold, but people told me there's a lot of nerdy details in there.
Really? Okay.
People told me there's stuff from even like characters as obscure as like Kira. Kira has connections in that cargo hold, so spend more time in there than I did.
Okay.
But you could tell the drop off between Atrium, Sublight Lounge, Bridge. That's the top tier where all the resources went, and then you got the Crown of Corellia dining room. And then you got cargo hold, engineering room. Like, that's the order of resources, for sure. It's noticeable, but, like, I would never call any of the rooms cheap.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So it all felt real and, like, high quality. High quality. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Well, I could not be more excited. So we'll have to do another episode this long, probably longer, when me and Tom get off. Spoiler fill one. And I think I'll talk to Tom, but I think we might... Because if there's nothing going on in the Atrium, we can sit there and talk and do a podcast. Be friggin' awesome. So maybe we should do one. I think it'd be cool to do a podcast on the Halcyon. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. This was part 2. If you haven't listened to part 1 yet, go back and listen to part 1. But thank you for listening, and we will see you on the next show. Until then, stay safe. May the Force be with you.